Yo, I have a question. If I play music on my side, I can.
All right.
You good?
We live.
And we back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god, this is episode 28. I am your host, Robert. This is my co-host, Meeman, aka Hurt God, aka Curve God. Man, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Oh,
Back-to-back weeks, sort of.
Sort of.
Yeah, even though episode 27 hasn't gone live yet because of someone.
Okay, calm the fuck down. It'll get there when I have time, when I feel like it.
Look at this. Look how he's depriving you guys of content. I swear to God. I'm hoping when I figure out how to edit Meeman. Ooh, you're gonna hear from me, buddy.
Alright, whatever, man. Whatever.
By the way, I think... Oh, no, I was right. Episode 20. Okay, double check the episode dates, man. Ready to just get right into it, man? This is a nice episode. I like the list of topics we got.
True.
Alright, sounds good to me. Fuck your cats. PlayStation 5 was
Okay, fuck my cat.
PlayStation 5 was supposed to be unveiled on June 4th in just 3 days as of recording this video. But it got delayed because of the mass protests and occasional riots that are going because of the murder of George Floyd.
Occasional riots, I like that.
Yeah, it's not like mass riots, dude. It's not like it's Rodney King all over the place. It's scant few.
True.
What are your thoughts on this decision of that PlayStation has done and the overall climate as a whole? It's rarely that real world events affect video games, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really feel much towards this affecting video games. It's more or less like it's a good issue. It's a good issue to bring up. It's a good thing that people are rallying behind it. I'm for it. You know, I'm not that political of a guy, but you know, a lot of people are behind it. I'm behind it. I support the issue, so it is what it is.
I can pretty much echo like very similar things that you said. I think it was definitely good for Sony for canceling that. I think it would have been the definition of in poor taste if they were to continue with the event as they had it. And I just hope that everything eventually can be resolved peacefully and amicably as soon as possible, and all justice that needs to be dispersed is shown.
Anything that they put out now would just be in bad taste.
Yeah.
You feel like it's stealing the show, and you don't want that.
Yeah, it's not a good time. It can wait like a week or two. Yeah. Like, not a big deal. All right. On to other news. PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan said, "Yeah, we don't care about this cross-gen shenanigans. PlayStation 5 will have exclusive experiences right." He didn't say right from launch, but you can pretty much interpret from his comments that there will be many titles. Well, not many titles, but there will be exclusive titles on PlayStation 5's launch, which is interesting because they put out a report recently that all PlayStation 4 games moving forward that are currently in development have to be compatible with PlayStation 5.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
what do you think?
PS4 games are not going to be backwards compatible with the PS5. Is that what you're saying?
No, PlayStation 5. No, what I'm saying is like all games that have yet to be released now have to be compatible with PlayStation 5. As in, you have to figure out like some kind of port. I'm guessing that it counts for digital titles.
Especially. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming it means.
I can't really wrap my head around
whatever
it.
You're working on now has to figure out some way to be able to work on the PlayStation 5 ecosystem.
So this is more for the developers. It's like, yo, figure this out right now.
Yeah, I mean, for most of them, it's not going to be any effort at all. It's going to be this simple. It's going to be a simple port job.
I don't think the PS4 to the PS5 is that big of a difference, but I don't know.
Well, in architecture, no, it's just better hardware.
Yeah.
It's the definition of just having better hardware. These guys these are essentially CPUs now, or I say CPUs. These are essentially computers now.
Yeah, it's not like
So
it's not
they're
like
just gonna be working way better hardware.
yeah, it's not like the PS3 where it was like super weird compared to all the other
Yeah, the cell
PlayStations.
architecture
Yeah.
design. Yeah, yeah, once again, Sony's just sticking with their current mantra of like every gen has its own exclusives, take advantage of the hardware and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
I'm interested to see how Sony's success, possible success, affects Microsoft's strategy moving forward, since they are having everything, uh, all Xbox Series X games for the foreseeable future will be backwards compatible with Xbox One.
Mhm.
All
Well,
right. I guess this should be a good point to note that while we're in the middle of this PlayStation blowout, we are avoiding Last of Us 2 content, or Last of Us Part 2 content.
like
Excuse me.
the
I know they just had
plague,
like big
like the
blowout
fucking
reviews,
plague,
very
man.
positive stuff. Lots and lots of trailers have been shown, and like the whole state of play was shown for it. I didn't watch anything. I'm not looking for anything. Despite all the leaks and everything that's happened, I am buying Last of Us Part 2. I've already pre-ordered it. Um, a physical copy, the deluxe edition. And whatever they made, I'm just gonna play it and make my own decision. I don't need to see anything more of this game. Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, I'm not. I'm
you
not.
moving?
I'm not. I'm not looking for any content. I'm gonna just play the game when it comes out. I pre-order it. I just want it. I just want the game. I just want the game.
It comes out really soon, man. It comes out in like
Like 2 weeks.
16 or so days.
I
Like
think.
about a little over 2 weeks.
Yeah, dude.
Kind of crazy.
2020, man.
But yeah,
Crazy year.
I can
Crazy year.
definitely hold up on some Last of Us shenanigans. Um,
If y'all try to spoil anything,
with
I will kill
PlayStation.
you. I will kill you.
What?
If anybody tries to spoil The Last
What
of
if you
Us for
spoil?
me, they got to die.
Hey, developers will spoil it for you. PlayStation Plus games of the free PS4 games of the month include Call of Duty World War II and Battlefront 2. These are two huge games. I can't believe somebody got them at the same time.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. But
Granted,
I
these are
just,
both games that have been like, let's just say, well past their peak, but they are still like such huge games that you can find like matchmaking,
yeah. Also,
and especially since they're gonna have like a deluge of people swarming into that marketplace since it's now free.
yeah, especially after coming after last month where the lineup was real weak. What was it like? That City Sims or whatever.
Oh yeah, no. But they just like that's generally how PlayStation Plus works. They have like an amazing month, a trash month, an okay month, and an amazing month. That's generally how they go. You get about like 4 fire months a year.
Mm-hmm.
You get 4 good ones, and then you get 4 ones that are like, "Yo, who wants this?"
But people
That's
played.
generally how it goes.
Apparently, people still played the shit out of those games, man.
No. That's what I'm saying. Oh, dude, when you're talking about games that have sold, especially Call of Duty, over 10 million copies, even if that fan base only has 5%, that's like 500,000 people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, how many new people do you think they're gonna get since over I don't like over what 60 million PlayStation Plus subscribers? How many of them have never played? Don't have World at War 2? Like it's gonna reach like a lot bigger of an audience, and getting that nice payout from Sony ain't so bad. Plus, these are both games that have microtransactions, so they
Yeah.
can get
So.
their money there as well.
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
Also, now I can finally see Battlefront 2 without having to support the EA.
I will never support EA except Madden. I guess I should
I don't
stop.
know.
I guess I should stop
Except
buying
FIFA. I'm
Madden.
not playing Ultimate Team though next year. Fuck that.
See, I never buy anything off there. I never do microtransactions, so I end up sucking. But I'm not
I don't know.
giving.
You ain't trying to win. You ain't trying to win. That's why you won't do it.
I'm not trying to give them my money.
All right.
I like to win,
we
but
can get off this one. No, we're not talking about FIFA and Madden Ultimate Teams right now. Let's talk about Anthem being reworked and why the hell are they doing this?
why are they doing this? What is the point? It's dead. Let it die. Just let it die.
And they're doing this now with like 30 people. What is the point of this?
I to redeem themselves, maybe. I don't know,
It's already over. Like, if this was actually like the full team, and they would have something out by like before the end of the year, I'd say, you know what, it's worth Hail Mary. But like, fam, by the time they're able to put out anything, we'll be probably well into like the second year of next gen, 2022,
Yeah,
2021, 2022. Like
they should just work on a
Anthem,
new IP.
I think even get like 5,000 players on these huge platforms. Like, what is the point of this?
I
I'm
don't.
sorry, like EA, like granted, like EA, they lose nothing out of this. Like it's dead. Like it's a drop in a bucket for them to put the money into this, and the reward of it is like astronomical if they were to revive this game. But yeah, man, it's dead.
I mean, if that's
Honestly, just move on.
if that's what they have to do to keep their jobs, all to them, but nobody wants it. No, it's dead.
Well, I think it's more of the fact of they wanted to like try to improve a little bit of BioWare's good name, but like, fam, I'm sorry, you tanked your new franchise, and you've already ruined your old one. Like, what do you have left? Dragon Age?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
It's not really something you can truly hang your hat on here.
Like, I don't know. BioWare has fallen so far, man. I used to love that company, man.
I just want to say right now, all of you guys who got on that bandwagon, I never believed in BioWare. I was like, nah. I just didn't have a good feeling about them. Granted, I still to this day have yet to get past Mass Effect 1 yet. Like a couple hours into that game. It was interesting. Dropped it. I just...
I think I've only ever played Mass Effect 3, the worst one. No, I played Mass Effect 2.
Why would you play it? Why would you play that one without playing one? Well, I can't even say that. I've done that stuff like that before. I can't even be mad.
Why?
Okay, I have a question. This is, I think, even better one. Like, let's say EA gives you free reign, right? Let's say hypothetically, right? Like, they're saying, like, all right, we're gonna let you make one more game before we shut the studio down, right? Not accounting for the Dragon Age staff, right? Not accounting for them, because their Dragon Age has been nothing but smooth sailing for that studio.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I don't think they're gonna mess that one up because of the director slash on that one is pretty much knows his shit. What would you do? Would you go back to Mass Effect again? Would you chance it on a brand new IP, knowing how risky that is? What would you do?
I would try a new IP.
Try a new IP?
Yeah. I would really just get together, brainstorm a new IP. It's like if you try to bring back a franchise that you already failed at bringing back.
The issue with that is that you just tried that and failed miserably.
Yeah,
with Anthem.
that's what I'm saying.
And Anthem was like this huge project that you had like massive ideas for.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you try to bring, they already tried this with Mass Effect when they tried to do Mass Effect Andromeda. They tried to bring it back. They failed
that
desperately.
Wasn't the main team that made that was massive. That wasn't the main team that made
I understand that, but it's still like it's already fallen. It's not gonna like end up well, like without feeling really, really out of place or weird.
You know what I would honestly just do?
What?
I'd probably just start pumping out the Dragon Age game. I'd be like, all right, once this new team makes like the new mainline Dragon Quest game, we're gonna make like, I don't want to say a spin-off because I don't think they have like a strict continuity, but we'll just make our own Dragon Quest game. Or Dragon Age game, excuse me.
I feel like they need to make a safe type of RPG that.
See, but like that's
not,
the thing. When
that's
you're making
not
a new IP, there is no safe.
There is a save.
That's
There's a basic formula in every genre, and sometimes you can just follow that and do great. Just do simple things great instead of trying to be super different like they did with Anthem. It was super different and it didn't turn out well.
Anthem is just Destiny with flying though to me. Like, I don't think there's anything inherently special about Anthem.
I feel like they focused way too much on the mechanics of Anthem and didn't actually follow through with like any of the other aspects of it, and it felt empty and soulless. And also EA pressuring
I'll keep it
them.
1,000 with you, BioWare. Make a game. First of all, get it. either write a story or find a writer who has a story that they're passionate to tell, particularly who knows how to translate it into game form, and just base your game around that. That's all I got.
Yeah.
If you're really gonna do something new, I probably wouldn't go into like a new IP. I don't know what, like, maybe you got something like more clever in your. Actually, I don't know exactly what to do, but you can work something out. I would probably just make another Dragon Age game that would come close after the new one that's supposed to come out. It's not gonna come out for a couple more years. This has been what, 9 years since Dragon Age Inquisition? 7 years, 6 years?
It
I would
came
try
out
to
in
like.
what, in 2015?
Oh, are you sure that was that? Let me look that up. Actually,
It was either 2014 or 2015. So like 5 years, 6 years.
came out in 2014, 6 years.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Yeah, man, I would probably make another Dragon Quest game that comes out after whatever the sequel to Inquisition is.
also I don't really know the story of Dragon Age. I
They're not connected.
I have Inquisition. I haven't finished it. Barely started it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. They just need to find something that works, and sometimes it takes a couple failures to get there. I believe in them.
Guess what?
Un-
Game
it-
development is not very kind financially to failures.
yeah, look, if EA
So when we're
doesn't,
talking about failures in game development, we're talking about the failures of tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars.
but I also think that EA is just terrible to work with, man.
Well, that's because EA is a for-profit, most profit company, as in we're going to maximize everything we create.
Right.
We're going to drain every bit of fruit. And guess what? You knew that before you sold your company to them. I don't have any empathy.
Weren't they
You knew
going?
exactly who you sold this company to.
Weren't they going bankrupt before EA bought them out?
No.
No.
They bought them out after Mass Effect.
After Mass Effect. Okay, I thought it was before Mass Effect. Okay, well, I don't know. They've gone and fucked up. Either that or they only care about money.
Well, no, it's like, keep in mind, most of the employees don't get any of that money. It's only if you had ownership in the company.
No,
Unless you were one of like the OG employees that you had any kind of
I mean, I'm just
money
saying,
that you.
if you're an employee and you're getting overworked, why do you even care?
Well, actually, I haven't even really heard. Well, no, they've had some crazy crunch actually,
Yeah, dude.
but their issue is that
their
they're just so
crunch-
bad at planning.
Their crunch is wild. I mean, I feel like there's no planning
Yeah, they're so
process.
terrible at planning. They
They're
had like 5 years of like pre-production.
like, no,
That's
like,
disgusting.
no. I'm like, I feel like they don't. I don't know. I don't really know. I'm not.
Yeah,
going
like
to.
what's it called? EA messes a lot of things up. They did everything from as you'd want from like a publisher slash company to do when it came with for Anthem. They fully supported that thing for many, many years without seeing a return on their investment. I can't fault them for one thing that they did on that aspect. BioWare just shat the bed on that one. It completely fucked up.
Didn't they like
Now they have to go-
start over like several times on that project?
No, like they never started. It was the issue. Like
No, I heard they were
that
like
was the thing,
scrapping
like, everything
scrapping
that we saw was,
ideas
like,
every time.
pre-production stuff that was prettied up. Like, fam, the flying mechanic that's so advertised and so central. Anthem was something that they, when the CEO of EA came to show it to, they couldn't decide whether or not to toggle that on or off for the presentation. On a whim, they decided let's keep it on. And that's when the CEO was like, "Yo, this is the mechanic. Let's do this." And he was right. That's what Anthem was very much sold on. Like, how awesome is this flying thing? Look how cool this looks. It sold Anthem. And then people very much quickly realized how bare Anthem fucking is.
They needed to finish making the game before. I don't know, man. That's
Well,
just
they
that's
figured
just
out what
that's.
the game actually was first. That's what they needed to do first, and they couldn't figure that out, which is why the
There was no clear line of what it is.
production
It's
style
like
took
we
so long to get started.
there's no I don't know. It's like kicking the dead horse at this point.
Yeah. Either way, look, us talking about Anthem isn't really doing any good here. Bottom line is, BioWare and EA should just move on. It's a failure. It'll never be a thing. It's done. Goodbye.
Yep.
Now on to much, much better and lighter news. Let us talk about our final topic of the day, Rick and Morty, Season 4, Episode 10, and then let's compare Season 3 and Season 4 since both of them have finished releasing. Eamon, let's start with your thoughts on the season finale.
That shit was wild. So wild. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for the first scene. When they showed, what's it called? Clone Beth or...
Beth?
I don't.
Well, we don't know which one's a clone.
We don't fucking know.
Spoilers.
We don't fucking know. Spoil it. Ah, dude.
Yeah, we should say that. We're spoiling Season 3 and Season 4.
We're spoiling, we're spoiling the shit out of everything. You know this. This is what we do on this pod. And I don't know. The episode, if it really did feel like a finale compared to what Season 3's. What was Season 3? I don't remember Season 3. See, yeah, but
it's the President's episode. Yeah.
Yeah, no one cares about that shit.
Fly fishing Rick.
Yeah, whatever. No. Anyway, like. But the whole Bet storyline, like this whole like thing that everybody like pretty much forgot about, it's like, is Bet the clone? We don't know. Oh well, we'll probably never know. And they're like, nah, here it is, right now. We got you. And I'm like, oh well, I forgot about that plot point. Damn, it smacked me in the face. I was like, whoa, I'm ready for this. I want to know what happens. And dude, Beth was so cool. I liked all her abilities. Oh, dude, it was awesome. Oh, dude, what did you think about that?
This episode left me in a lot of shock. Number one, I was like, he was also completely. First of all, it was annoyingly tough to load. For some reason, like it was just my Wi-Fi was just messing up, and the episode would stop loading. I'm like, come on, stop buffering. Come on, I want to see this.
Nah, see, I downloaded it. I don't play no games.
The opening of it, I was completely shocked of. I honestly didn't think they were going to bring this plot point back, and if they were going to bring it back, it was definitely not going to be in the season after they introduced it. Oh my god, we're actually going to get the answer. First of all, they're not only bringing back
they brought back a
Beth,
lot of things.
we don't know which one is a clone or not, or like the original. They're bringing this character back, and not only is she dramatically designed different, but she's done all this crazy shit. This is nuts.
Yeah, it's like another Rick. I wonder how that's gonna play out in the next season. I hope she's a reoccurring character. I really hope so.
We'll just have to wait and see on that one. What isn't surprised? Like I love the like reverse kind of premise on this thing where it's like, oh, we need to go to therapy, and like Rick's lying about like this entirely other like family member essentially.
I gotta give it.
He's just like completely avoiding all this shit.
The B plot was really good this episode. The Summer and Marty thing.
All right. I love, for the most part, the story as a whole of this episode, and the jokes were really great. For the most part, as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get to some of my complaints I have this episode.
Oh, okay. We going negative.
All
first.
right.
Let's do it. I lay it on.
Yeah. If I never have to hear the word fucking arcs ever again in an episode of Rick and Morty, I would be so happy. I am so tired of that shit, dude.
What do you mean?
Holy fuck.
What do you mean?
Them mentioning like,
their
like
character
this,
arcs.
Yeah. Oh look, Morty, look at this arc. I'm like, shut. Oh look at Jerry with his Muppet thing. Like, look, he's the only one that got a real arc. I am so tired of this like petty sniping.
I actually found that pretty hilarious. I found it hilarious.
I'm so sick of it. It's not creative, lazy, and it's not that funny.
I found it hilarious. I'm sorry. That was pretty funny.
I cannot stand that.
I'm sorry. That was hilarious.
Oh my god.
The Jerry one was pretty funny.
It was not.
The Jerry one was pretty
funny. The Jerry one was fine. Every single other one was terrible. Like, oh look, we learned how to work together. It's not like we haven't had that episode like 3 or 4 times already. Like, then we just had that last episode. We just had that where Artie and Summer worked together and didn't have to make a big fucking deal about it.
Yeah, that was that.
Like, what are you talking about? What are you
It
talking
kind
about?
it
Why are you
kind
acting like I don't pay attention to this show?
it kind of did bother me that Rick, Summer, and Morty pretty much had the same B plot as last episode. It kind of felt kind of stale at times because it was the same thing. But
Well, see, that wasn't even my issue. My issue was that, again, like I said earlier, like, damn, I pay attention to the show. And, like, I don't make like theories about it or anything, or try to guess anything other than like, hey, they might bring this person back or whatever. I don't make like detailed things about it. Like, fam, I pay attention. I know what they've brought up, what they haven't, what's reused, what's not. And it's like, this is just lazy. It's just lazy shit. And Rick and Morty, for the most part, isn't lazy. Like, for example, like that corporate sponsorship joke where like they couldn't blow up the planet anymore because they put
Wranglers.
Wrangler jeans inside the laser. That's
Yeah,
hilarious,
that was great. That was great. I
dude.
love that.
And
I mean, the jokes hit this
like,
episode.
it bothered me that I would see such great gags like that being compounded to be like, "Yo, look, Morty doesn't have pants. We learned to work together. Oryx. And you know what's the funny thing about it? When Rick and Morty would actually, like, back in season 1, right before, when we had the OG like Rick and Morty, no, not the OG Rick and Morty, the first appearance of what we'll just say Evil Morty in an episode. That's the first time I think I can remember them mentioning arcs and stuff, and that's like a jab almost, where Morty's just like, "Is it time for arcs now, Rick? Because I just saved your ass. Like, hey, you've got to be like nice to me now because literally what I just did for you." And then Rick's like, "I don't fucking do that shit. Get your lame shit off me." And it's like, hey, we're subverting these like ideals because we're making like this original idea with these really unique characters with these interesting and wacky premises. And now it's like, yo, hey, we got to do this. And then when they kind of followed a little bit more formulaic in season 2 and 3, they were like, oh, you guys paid attention to that stuff. Well, it's like, oh, that should have never mattered to begin with, so let's make fun of that. Like, that's not really that new or novel because they've done it like 7 times this season and started a little bit doing that last season. It's just like, ugh. I'm really sick of that.
I think it's just just new writers in the room. Like we got a few new writers, didn't we? Like 2.
Well,
Or not necessarily
also,
new,
this episode,
just like
also with the way that they've written some of the things, they also was like, yo, I don't care. I don't want to say this. To me, it's like, I want to keep in mind, this might be my favorite episode of the season. I don't think I hate this episode, but
no, the acid episode.
it's up there with top 3. I've got to wait it out a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But fam, they're pretty much saying like, don't really give a fuck about like any long form. They're pretty much saying fuck serialization in this episode.
I don't think I don't think they're saying fuck serialization. I think they're just making fun of it, and I think that's okay. I think they're allowed.
Murdered.
I think they're allowed to do that. Like, they've earned it.
Well, no, it's like, okay, well, what happened to Tammy? We just murdered Tammy like extremely easily. As a matter of fact, she becomes somehow part of like the new what's it, Galactic Republic or whatever.
I mean, they kind of tease that in some like after credits scenes here and there.
Oh yeah, no, they tease. That's how they tease Phoenix person to begin with. He's an after credits thing. He might be the first after credits thing to ever show up in like a legitimate episode of Rick and Morty.
Mr. Poopy Butthole.
But like, it's almost like they it very much felt like they brought back these characters almost to dispose of them.
I mean, I thought it was nice like that they brought it back. It kind of like sent a homage to like season 2's ending.
Like, and that's the only character, ironically, I don't feel like that is actually Clone Beth, which I think is a nice version. But look, Dr. Wong, like, she's like, I'm too good for this shit. I would not be surprised if she never comes back.
But that was hilarious.
Tammy dead. Phoenix person is trapped, probably never to get back his consciousness in like Rick's lab in the garage.
I mean, I thought it was nice that like he was able to get his revenge on Tammy because she kind of stole his best friend from him.
But he didn't do that though. That was Oh no, he did do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he shot her in the face.
But even then, like he freaking messes up the line that he wanted to kill her with. Oh, you made me go to a wedding.
Wait, you killed my best friend. I should have said that. That was hilarious.
Yeah,
No, that
and
was
I gotta
fucking.
admit,
That
I
was
thought
fucking
that was pretty
hilarious.
funny. But I was also very surprised that like they just straight out murk them. They're like, "Oh, we're kind of being rid of serialization," and they even mention like serialized stuff
Okay, first of
in
all,
the episode. I think.
Phoenix person just obliterated Rick. He like almost killed him. His daughter
Oh
saved
yeah,
him.
and I think that's something I'm actually a little bit surprised of too, because it's not just Phoenix person, but also like Beth also just like wrecks him.
I think they're trying to show like
Or no,
weakness in Rick.
oh not Beth, but like also Zeus as well. In, like the previous episode, I think it's kind of weird. Well, I don't say it's weird, but I think it's a very clear notion that they want. How's the word I'm looking for here?
They're having Rick
Uh,
lose control over situations.
not lose control, because if anything, he's being more restricted than ever. Like the entire
No,
point of Rick's
I feel like he's just losing.
originality is that he can do anything that is bound by his own like sadness and like inner struggle in his mind, which inherently limits him, despite him theoretically being able to do anything except, ironically, time travel, which he eventually does later anyway. But then he just gets wrecked by Zeus. And like, fam, they showed that in like the season 3, episode 10, where him and the president have like a close freaking battle. Like, I'm sorry, but the tech that the president has, which they literally make fun of how like terrible it is, should never go head to head with Rick,
Yeah.
and yet they do anyway.
I mean, sometimes you just have to have fun with it.
I think it's just like a I don't want to say, oh, it's deliberate. And I have an idea of why they're doing it. I just can't say with concrete evidence why they're doing it. So I'm just saying it's just something to note, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like all those issues come from making the show serialized instead of like going.
Well, no,
like,
Rick and
one.
Morty's never been serialized though.
Yeah, but
They have a
they have
few
some points.
elements.
They have some points that are, and it kind of like messes with what they want to do and want to try to
With the
do.
exception of like the what's it called, of the second Evil Morty episode. Like, what's serialized in this show? What's something you can't honestly just watch right when it's on television, not get a pretty good understanding of it?
It's not like true serial. It's not
The only time there's like even a light thing is that you want to say, ooh, in season 3, like Jerry and Beth, excuse me, separate.
I mean, dude, I feel like they're just like
And I guess you
finding
want
the
to say right
balance.
now,
I feel like they're just trying to
that
find the
episode that-
balance here.
Like, fam, there are way more out there cartoons that aren't serialized, that have more serialized elements than Rick and Morty, that you can just jump into.
Yeah,
Like, fam, Dexter's Lab, Codename Kid Next Door.
so I understand that. I feel like Rick and Morty is trying to find a
Like, Rick
balance.
and Morty is the definition of pretty much as being unserialized as you can be. Like,
I feel like
it's
we
damn near like
forget.
fucking cat.
I feel like we forget that
Or SpongeBob.
Rick and Morty is only like 40 episodes in.
Yeah,
Like that's not a lot of
like
episodes.
this is why like. It's like, fam, there's no reason to say that we're bound by serialization. Fam, you've had 40 episodes. It's not like you have this huge catalog or something.
I think it's just like
It's
the
like,
fan.
it's just,
I think it's just because the
I just
fan
don't
base
get
is
it.
so intense, dude.
I guess, yeah. But I mean,
I
like,
don't
that's
know.
in, like, generally, like, everything. Like, fam, you have people who camp out for, like, ridiculous stuff.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. Okay, we're getting so off topic. Let's come back to the comparison.
No. I'm telling you, that's how I feel. Yeah, I just don't think. In a part for them being like, yo, you can't restrict us with anything that we do, I think they're inherently restricting their show.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Again, it comes back to, fam, you'll have 60 more episodes left.
I feel like
Like,
season 5 is
who
going to be much better with that. They're going to learn. Obviously, all this happened way beforehand. Before before
No,
they
they
like.
didn't start writing episodes until their deal got signed. That was
Hmm.
something that was confirmed before. I have no idea why this is like this.
No. I feel like
And I want to say right now, season 4 is a great season. This episode's
it is a great
phenomenal. I
season. I
just
feel
think
like they're just trying to establish something because they got the deal.
there are very worrying signs that I can see this easily degrade into a worse show.
See, I feel like they're just trying to establish themselves, and I feel like that's okay.
Establish themselves from what, fam? Rick and Morty has been, without a doubt, one of the shows that has the most clearest identities ever. It's like
Not,
they
not.
fostered their own identity crisis for no reason whatsoever. And no, they wanted. I'll say it right now. It's because they were embarrassed with how the Szechuan sauce episode turned out. Let's keep it 1,000. That's why. And that one comment that went viral, being like, "Yo, you have to be super duper smart to like get Rick and Morty." Like, all right, if that honestly, if like generally like impacts you, how you like think of like how you view your fans and everything, that's on you. Like, keep in mind that knowledge is going to affect how you write the show moving forward, which I think it shouldn't.
I think it's fine.
It is for now.
I
That's
think
what's fun.
I think they're gonna grow into it and like get better at it. But as of right now, of season 4, like they're doing fine. They're doing great. I would wish they like would talk a little less about the arcs, but it's fine. I like it. They're good jokes. So I'm pretty okay with what they're trying to do right now. They're trying to like set the stage for themselves. If not for us, it's just for them, for themselves, and that's fine.
And also, I know they're never gonna follow this up because they kind of said fuck serialization in this episode. But like, they pretty much imply that Beth is now going to be a 5th family member now, and now Rick's more isolated than ever, and it's showing signs that he might like leave the family to begin with, which they can't do because I mean the fucking name of the show is called Rick and Morty. It's like, see, that's also my issue with stuff like that. Okay, if you say when you do things like we're not going to take stuff like serialization as serious, right? Okay,
Or
so then
maybe,
this is essentially just for tags.
or maybe it's a red herring, and they
More or
are
less.
gonna serialize it, and they're just trying to throw us off.
Oh, they pretty much are pretty clear in the episode where they're like, no, serialization's kind of dumb. And Justin Roiland, to his credit, has said this way before they got that massive deal. He says, I am not a fan of serialized format. I want serialized format is inherently limiting new audiences, which is correct. If you're doing a long form series, it inherently means if you want to understand anything that's going on, you have to go back.
And some people,
I'm not
and
sad at that.
and people like
But
that in this
it is
new day of
contrary to what the
Netflix and
show is
stuff.
moving to initially. Huh?
In this new age of Netflix, people love that shit though.
Oh yeah, but like, it's just not necessary for everything.
Yeah, it's not. But,
Everything has to be.
but I understand.
And I appreciate that.
I
I also
understand that.
appreciated what it was seemingly growing into with some very light serialized elements, as in, oh, season 3, there's going to be a little bit more things that carry over with Beth and Jerry's marriage, that kind of thing, as well as like some larger like, hey, these are clearly things that are going to be brought back, like Emmy and Phoenix person and that stuff. Evil Morty will most likely be brought back. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't come back.
I'm okay with Evil Morty
No.
not coming back, but it's like, why get rid of a good thing though? I mean, I understand. I understand. You don't want to continue that story arc, but it's not bad. You can't just like throw things away. Like if something's good, why throw it away? Like you should always like keep it like, ready to use. I don't know, man.
To be fair, they did mention that at the end of season 3, like, hey, this is going to be like, this is essentially going to be the most streamlined in a way. So they very much got rid of like, if you think about it, There is nothing
Did they
that
kind of tie up all
comes,
the loose ends?
with the exception of the Citadel of Ricks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they tied up everything.
They did tie up everything. That's
Yeah, Mr.
insane.
Poopy Butthole is officially cool with the family again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything's been tied up with the
Yeah.
exception of that one loose plot point.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Now,
Interesting.
was that satisfying? Well, that's up to your conclusions.
Pretty satisfying, but whatever.
No, actually, I completely disagree.
I like how everything.
As much as I
turned out.
enjoyed Mr. Poopy, he's the definition of a glorified cameo in that episode.
Who?
Mr. Poopy Butthole?
Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Yeah.
In the highest episode?
Yeah.
No, I think that was a perfect stage for Mr. Poopy Butthole. He's not like a character that adds a lot to a story, but as like a one-off side character, he works great. And you shouldn't put him in more than that, because that would actually break his character.
Well, like you could have put, like, as they showed in that episode, you could have put any wacky zany character for a one-off gag, and it would have worked just as fine.
Oh yeah, but that's fine.
Like, see,
but that's the type of scene where
Like,
Mr. Poopy
Mr. Poopy
Butthole
Butthole didn't add
thrives.
anything, other than like, hey, this guy's back.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Like,
That's his character though. He's like, hey, I'm Mr. Poopy Butthole. I'm here. Dang. He has nothing else going
yeah,
for
and
his
then
character.
He got shot. He got shot. I'm forgetting that. He got shot and almost murdered. He literally said, "Is this what bleeding death feels like?" Dude, that was hilarious. And like freaking completely traumatizing. He literally tells the family, "I don't want to see you during my rehab. Get away." And then gets addicted to freaking painkillers.
Look, man.
And then
He's
so
a
at
great
some point
one-off.
forms a family.
He's a great one-off character, and just leave it at that.
Nah,
You want
no.
too much. You want too much. That's your problem, Robert. You always want too much from these shows.
No. Freaking read the book. If you give a mouse a cookie,
What?
damn. If you're gonna give the damn cookie, you better damn give me the milk that comes with it.
No,
And not just
you don't always need the milk.
you're
Eat your goddamn cookie by itself, man. God.
first of all, it wasn't even a freaking cookie. That shit was like they didn't even have no chocolate chips, no nothing.
It was a
It's like,
fine
ooh,
cookie.
look, he just
It was a fine cookie. You just hating. You hating. You hating. You hating.
No, I'm not grateful for whatever you give me. I'm sorry. I'm gonna judge things on a case by case basis. I'm not just gonna be like, ooh, slop. Just give it to me. I'm gonna consume everything. Ah, blah 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 blah. Not me.
Whatever, man.
Anyway, we still haven't talked about really the episode as a whole yet. By the way, we really like this episode. Let me talk about the things I like about it. So, Jerry's great. Jerry Steele, like him manipulating.
Dude, Jerry has been great this
I
whole
thought was
season,
terrible.
honestly. He was like not
Really
unbearable.
didn't.
He was not unbearable in any
Really
scene that he was in. He was great.
Dude, he
Perfect.
was
They added a
kind of had,
perfect
like,
they added a perfect amount of Jerry in each episode.
damn, he might have had, not counting the cat episode, like minutes of screen time.
Dude, but
I
that
think he got less screen time than Summer.
was the cat episode. Oh yeah, the cat episode was season 4.
That was the dragon episode.
Yeah. See, that's
That was literally like the only other episode besides the
the
the Zeus episode.
the Zeus. Is that what we're calling that?
Jerry heading
The
to
Zeus
uniform on the screen.
episode.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Okay, but yeah, I feel like they've gotten the Jerry balance pretty right. I think they got all the characters balanced pretty right in the like A plot versus B plot.
Oh, I will say this. Very much like last week's episode, they balanced all the characters' screen time very well this episode. The jokes, all the original jokes for the most part were good. That weird gag where they're like one of the people just like lose their weapons for like no reason at all. I forget what was the reason why. It was weird, and I know that was a dig at Star Wars, but still weird.
What do you mean lose their weapons?
Let me scroll back through. I don't want to scroll back through the episode. Basically, it'd be like, I think Rick says like it'd be a shame if one of them were to lose their weapons inconveniently right now, and then like it eventually like floats over.
Oh, like and Jerry
some-
Jerry catches it. Okay, yeah, I feel like that was like a Force reference, and they used Summer Invisible to like take the weapon from. Yeah, okay, yeah, that.
No, because what's it called? Rick and Summer come to save them via ship after Jerry drops his weapon.
No, Summer was like
So,
already down there with them.
no, no, no. Summer's in the ship with Morty because that's when they're like, "Yo, we learned
No,
to work together."
no, like Summer was invisible in front of them already, and Morty was in the ship.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull this up right now.
Pull it up, man. Pull it up. Let's see who
All
right.
right, you can talk about what you loved about the episode.
What I loved about that episode. I think I really enjoyed the ending. As much as I have to tune into my hurt god level, but that ending was almost as good as that Unity episode's ending. I was like, oof, deep, fire.
See,
I just like
like
seeing
very clear they were like,
I just like seeing like a character like actually feel consequences for their actions and what they did. What they showed with Rick was actually really cool. And I'm like, okay, so he's just a terrible person. He's realizing he's a terrible person. And that's fine. It doesn't like change the show at all. It doesn't do anything besides let him know that he's a terrible person. And I thought that was really cool. And the jokes were fucking fire. So, yeah.
I mean,
It,
like
it was a good moment of
does that like
weakness
matter?
for Rick that he doesn't usually have. Though
Like
though they like
I think that like that ending, in my opinion, is like a deliberate like comparison to that Unity ending. And number one, it falters on like that ending for a number of levels. Number one, the music that they use, the Chaos song beats the shit out of like the whatever song that they use there, and that's no insult to the song that they had.
no
It was good. It's
the
just not
song
near as good as that.
it,
And B,
the
it's like despite Rick being like a combination of just drunken like incompetence, I get, or just like exhaustion, like attempts to kill himself to like essentially.
mm-hmm.
Rick doesn't do anything despite like, hey, I'm a terrible person and I'm ruining these people's lives. I'm not gonna do anything.
I mean, I thought it
Like,
was good.
very least, like, hey,
I thought it was good character
at
writing.
the Unity episode, he's like, hey, I'm harming and corrupting the people that I care about the most. I am not a positive influence in this. So you know how I'm going to fix this? I'm going to take myself out. Granted, he is doing this under extreme emotional duress and under the influence of narcotics. At the end of the day, makes the decision to do that, to fix that, and it's a pretty drastic one of suicide. But it's something. This one is just like, I'm sad.
No, this one I felt like was well done. They didn't take it too far like they did with the Unity one, and I was like, that's that. He already went too far with like taking his own memory out. Like he didn't want to remember it because
Oh,
of how terrible it was. And I was
about
like, okay,
that.
that's fine. I thought he was just being a dick for
Okay,
like not remembering. It's like, yeah, I didn't even know. Yeah, you bitches, haha. But I was like,
okay. Number
oh,
one, I think
okay.
that's a cool subversion thing, as in like, hey, like I removed my memory for this one, so like you couldn't fucking bother me about it. Then he literally like does this. I do like the fact that he's like initially conflicted on that, but then goes through uh like why does he even make a clone?
Because he doesn't know what to pick, and since he's Rick, he doesn't have to pick. Typically, a person in that situation would have to pick, but he's Rick. He doesn't have to pick, so he just
What
switched
does he
them
gain
around.
of sending that clone? Whatever, which one's the OG into space? What does he gain out of that?
Well, Beth wanted to go and explore space. That was like he wants to
Yeah, he
support.
can just erase her memory about that.
Well, he also doesn't want to take away his daughter's dreams at the same time.
Just did. He says, she says, I want you to choose, and he doesn't choose.
I mean, that's a hard decision, man. That is tough. That's tough, man. What if someone came up to you and said, "Choose for me"? Yeah, you would choose. You're a terrible. You would choose. You're a fucking terrible person.
And see, that kind of goes hand in hand of what annoys me about. I feel like Rick and Morty is going to become one of those shows that's like, just don't think about it. And
Nah, it's not. Don't think about it. It's like a way.
What?
It's just a different way of thinking. It's like
what does Rick gain out of that? Like,
there's
there's
no
motivation.
there is no gain or motivation. It's just like that's just his personality. It's like BoJack. What does BoJack gain of like being self-destructive? He can't help it. Just like Rick can't help it.
Yes,
It's
but
like,
guess what? BoJack doesn't have the ability to change anything and everything around him, and is literally being able to ruin everything around him and escape his choices by going into a different universe where he didn't do it. Literally, that's what Rick posits to Morty about the ability he's allowed to do. Imagine doing all this fucked up shit and then going to another universe where you never did it.
well, at the same
There's literally no consequences for his actions. Rick has to know that
yeah,
there's
he
no
knows
consequences to
he
anything
knows that, but he
do or
likes
not
the
do.
family that he has right now, and he doesn't want to give that up. He even says that like
So then why did he-
in the
okay, if he
like
recognized that,
okay,
why
so
did he just have to say?
a line I liked from the Vast of Acid episode is that Rick said, "Yeah, this isn't an issue worth destroying a perfectly good world over. Like, most of the time, he doesn't want to destroy the world that he's living in. It doesn't just.
Yeah, well, not anymore.
I don't think he
Again,
ever.
he can just wipe it.
Yes, he can do that. They established that he can do that, and that's fine. But the choice to do that or not is what like brings the show together. It's like, should he just go on a rampage, kill everybody, and move on, find a new Morty? Like he can do that. Like who cares? There's more Mortys, but he likes his Morty. He likes this family. He wants to stay in this reality. So
Okay.
that's the choice. So
then if we have to continue with that notion, then he should either ask Beth to stay, or if he's too willing to be able to say that, eliminate the ability to have her asking that to begin with, because of how that makes him feel.
And I feel like you're making Rick more senile than he actually is. Like he puts
No,
up
he's not senile, but what I'm saying, okay, when I saw like that, okay, when I first saw like, hey, he actually deleted his memory. That's something I can see him doing something incredibly reckless like that, just so like they wouldn't bother him about it, right? So it's like for whatever reason she would ever come back, you can't like haggard me about this because I legitimately don't know. LOL. Here's the freaking footage or whatever, and like everyone, entire family, by the way, is like, yeah, I don't care who's real, whatever, and it's like, yeah, whatever.
I think that's just part of people just
Okay,
being.
hold on.
Alright, go.
Initially show the footage and that says, I want you to choose. I'm like, oh, that's a fucking phenomenal twist right there, right? Okay, well, Beth, and what I initially thought he was going to do, right? I initially thought he was going to be like, I can't ask Beth to stay, but I'm going to have the original Beth stay with me. And then, because I want her to also be able to go after her own dreams, I'm going to also make this clone thing. She's out there doing what else she truly ever wanted to do outside of this family that she's bound to. I'm doing this choice for her. But they don't do that. They just show that, hey, Rick is unable to make a choice.
And I feel like that's very Rick, that he's unable to make a choice, and that's, I don't know.
Oh, Rick,
I feel like that's fine. I
Rick
feel like
is incredibly self-destructive. Him being indecisive has never been a character trait of his.
I feel like that's like he's indecisive when it comes to bet. Like he
What
does.
do you think?
I feel like that's okay. Like you don't know if you're making the right choice or not. A lot of times people don't want to make
It's
that
not about
choice.
making the right choice. He doesn't care.
I feel like he does care. Ah, dude.
Okay. That's
We can agree to disagree here, man.
Oh, we're not agreeing to disagree. I refuse.
Shut the fuck up and agree to disagree, bitch. I'm tired of this. I want to
Look,
talk
man,
about the
it's
shits
just
and
like
giggles.
I know we've only been talking about because you brought this negative part up. I didn't want to bring that negative part up.
I
This
I
is
was
honestly
just
like the
I
thing that I
was
hate
just saying it was good. You expanded on it.
because this is the only part where I was like, I was so legitimately happy and like, you know, I was so cool with what they were doing with this until they went like, okay, oh, then they just mash switch like the cloning thing. Which, by the way, they already did the switching the labels thing in
I saw that. I was like,
the heist.
oh, they're doing
Oh,
the
we gotta bring that
heist.
shit back. It's like, fucking hell, are you serious? And then Rick's like, oh well, I am a bad dad. Oh, and then it's like, oh, but at least I'm a pretty good friend. And then it's like, damn, if
Nope.
you don't just put freaking person
Out of
in
his
his fucking
misery.
grave already, like,
God damn it.
like, what would Squanchy think if he saw that shit?
Damn, Squanchy's dead too, right? Damn.
No, Squanchy's still alive.
He's still alive? I thought he
As
was
far as we're
dead.
aware.
I thought he died in like a later episode.
No. The last episode we saw him was at the Wedding Squanchers. Remember when he went at like Super Squanchy?
Mm-hmm. Okay, whatever, man.
Yeah. But like, okay. Honestly, the things that I like about this, I guess moving forward, have to do with like, hey, adding the second Beth I think would be pretty dope.
I just liked how everybody's just numb to
Premise.
what Rick does now.
Well, I like the premise of theoretically isolating Rick, but it's not something that I think that they have the balls to do. I don't think they have the balls to Jerry what they just did to Rick. I don't think they have the balls to Jerry Rick for a season where they essentially put him on ice. But again, that would also be like a serialized thing.
Yeah, like
So I don't think they're gonna do that either. I think they're
I think it's
yeah. I just think they're gonna treat this episode like nothing happened. So what's really the point?
I feel like they'll carry over the character arcs, but not actual like things that
But like
happen.
that's also the problem. You do like again like they're making fun of this episode. Like look at our arcs. Look, Barry can puppet effectively, and it works. Combat. It's like, what does that matter in an unserialized show of having character arcs? I think it's really cool that you can have characters slowly change over time in like a
No,
non-serialized
you
show.
you can have
That hasn't
characters.
happened. Rick and Morty.
I mean, it's kind of
Like
happened.
Summer isn't that different from her
Morty is
beginning.
drastic.
The only character that's honestly genuinely different is Beth.
No, I would say
And
Morty.
Morty.
Morty is pretty different. Summer is
Morty and Beth.
eh,
Okay, so you got
okay.
5.
So I would say Summer is less reactive to things now. She's more numb. So I mean, everybody's changed a little bit except Jerry. Jerry's the fucking same, man.
If Jerry ever changes, that's when I'm off this fucking show.
I don't think Jerry should ever change. He's
Honestly, I
just-
just want a Jerry season. Just give me a Jerry season at this point.
You want a Jerry season, Robert?
Give me a Jerry season.
Robert, don't do it.
There's not been a
they might
Jerry-centric
listen.
episode that hasn't been better.
That's because Jerry's easy to write. He's the what's the down to earth characters like that everyone can relate
No,
to.
he's the biggest loser in the room.
Yeah, we're all losers, right? Oh, just me. Okay.
Oh. Fam, he plays a phone game that's about popping balloons.
Okay. You saying you didn't play a phone game about popping bubbles, balloons, or whatever?
Nope.
No? Oh, just me. Okay.
What are some great gags that I enjoyed in the episode?
Kick me in the forehead. What's with her freaking forehead thing? Like she just teleports now.
Whatever. No, it lets her phase out of like her strengths. Whatever.
I feel like a lot of the gags were like visual, so it's like you can't really like talk about them as much. There weren't like jokes.
No, you can. Like I told you about the Muppet thing, like of him puppeting Tammy's dead body. I thought that was hysterical.
uh,
The laser cannon again, hysterical.
well, the lock. Oh, dude. Oh, I forgot about the Morty and Summer like invisibility fight. Or I was like so confused as to why they were showing the girls' locker room. I completely have forgotten that Morty had to freaking.
Oh, I also like the Hansel and Gretel joke that they had, where where it's like, no, they were definitely fucking. I thought that was hysterical. Yeah, there's just some really great one-off jokes in this episode that I really enjoyed.
All right, so it's time for the comparisons. Now that we're
The larger implications of that I didn't like. All right, let's skip this episode because I'm going to be angry, dude.
You're an angry person. We've established that already. You hate everything, but
No,
you hate and like everything.
That's big facts. All right, let's start with Okay, so are we gonna compare? How are we gonna do this? Are we gonna do this by like, best episode to worst episode, like, for the season 3, season 4 comparison, or just by numbers?
I think we should just list our top. I don't know.
Let's start by numbers, like the dates that they premiered, and then let's see if we can rearrange them to the point where it's like, all right, let's go from like once we get the numbers down, we sort them from like best to worst. We can determine which one's the best season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Season 3, episode 1, the Rick Shank redemption against Edge of Morty, Rick Die Repeat. That's an easy win for season. Easy win.
Season 3, yeah.
Yeah.
Season 3 takes that easy.
The Rick Shank redemption, or Rick breaks out of prison. Yeah, easy W.
Easy. Next episode. What was season 4?
Okay.
Episode
Rick
2.
Manson the Stone. Rick, Morty, and Summer in like the post-apocalyptic Mad Max episode.
What was
that to me, I think is the worst.
That I didn't like that episode at all. The arm was kind of freaking funny, but no, that episode was trash. I hated Summer's arc in that episode.
The Old Man in the Sea. That's about like the.
Oh, that was a good episode. Nah, easy win for season 4. So season 4 won.
Okay, 1-1.
1-1.
All right. Got the heist episode for season 4.
Easy win for season 4. So,
oh no, because then what 3 comes up? Pickle Rick, buddy.
Oh, dude. Oh, dang.
Ooh. I'm giving that to season 3, by the way.
I really like that heist episode. This is hard.
I know.
This is hard, Robert. Oh, but Jaguar.
Damn, Jaguar's the best, dude. I can really about Jaguar.
Oh, They saved his daughter, man.
He was already gone.
Wait, didn't Jaguar come back like in later? Like, did he come back? What?
Jaguar comes back in the post-credit scene.
Yeah, he saved them, right? Yeah, that was. Oh, dude. Oh. Damn. I don't know. I'm gonna do a hot take. I'm gonna give it to the heist.
Real trash opinion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm sorry. But Pickle.
Don't apologize to me, man. Apologize to me.
But Pickle Rick. Nah, but Mr. Poopy Butthole. You know what? Just because of how the heist episode kind of ended with like this weird back and forth between Rick and Random Machine, I'ma just give it to Pickle Rick because it was a more solid episode overall.
It's just more funny. More funny, great action. Okay, we've got the Dragon episode of season 4 up against Vindicators 3: The Return of World Ender.
Dragon episode.
Yeah, it's just funnier.
Yes,
As
so
much
much.
as good as the gag of like Morty being jokered, and then he's talking about noob.
Noob
Um,
noob. He was so great.
Also, the fact that like he destroys World Ender while being blackout drunk, and then saws them, and is like, "Oh, I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I would do something so hacky."
I missed that Rick where he was like overpowered. They made him so weak now.
Well, yeah, that was like the last episode where they made him like that.
Yeah.
All right, we'll give that to season 4. So it's 2-2.
2-2, 2-2. Okay.
All right, and now we've got the Whirly Durley conspiracy
What was that
versus
one?
Rattlestar's Rick Galactica. That's the Snakes episode versus Rick and Jerry go to the Rick and Jerry episode
The
where
Rick
they
and
go
Jerry
to
episode. No, Rick and Jerry episode all the way, man.
yeah, that was easy money for season 3. Season 3 wins 3-2 right now at the midpoint.
Okay.
All right, now we've got the rest and relaxation episode. That's the toxic
This is
episode,
where
right?
this is where it gets hard. This is when it starts getting
Okay,
hard,
I
man.
really enjoyed that episode. Very funny,
Wait, what?
especially when Morty becomes like full psycho.
Wait, what episode?
The toxins episode. That's when
Oh,
he becomes
I didn't like
Joker.
that. I didn't like that episode. I'm gonna give it to season 4.
Season 4 is the story train episode.
Yeah, I didn't like the toxin episode. Toxin episode does not beat the story train episode to me.
I think the season 3 episode might be a little bit funnier, but this episode is more clever, so I'm going to give it to season 4
Mm.
right now. So we're now at 3-3. Now we've got the Rick Lance's mix-up. In other words, Evil Morty Part 2.
Evil Morty Part 2 doesn't matter what the other one is.
The other one is Promortius. Yeah, sorry, Promortius.
Oh no, they made the Pearl Harbor joke though.
Nah, sorry, bro. Sorry.
Are we really just gonna give it to like the serious ass episode?
Damn, are we not going to talk about how hilarious it is to see that evil fat hot Morty, all of his freaking doing shenanigans?
Yeah, Evil Morty. God damn. Oh, that's such a hard decision.
Dude, whenever he uses his theme music, bro, it's so great.
Dude, people still use
And this would be
the
like,
fact
when he
that
goes
they
to his
use that in
speech.
the fact that they use that in Vine and TikTok is hilarious, dude.
Dude, it's so good. All right, so again, season 3 takes the lead. All right, now we've got the Vat of Acid episode.
It don't matter. The rat of acid wins, man. That episode
Morty's
tripped me.
mind blowers, dude.
No. Vat of acid.
I'll give that to- All right, now we have the ABCs of death. That's the. Are we gonna clone Beth or not?
I forgot what that episode was about, like, besides the cloning. Is that when he's, like, dating the alien chick?
Yes, and that's also when Rick and Beth enter Fruity Land.
Oh, the Fruity Land? Oh, I hated that episode, man. That
Oh
episode
no, I
was-
like that episode.
Well, I didn't hate
Versus
that.
Children.
I didn't hate the episode. I was just like, okay, he eats his children. Yay.
No. No, that was, dude, that thing was hysterical, dude.
But what
He
was,
doesn't just eat his children, dude.
okay, what was season 4's?
Season 4 is Children of the Mort.
What was,
That's the Rick gets beat up by Zeus.
oh no, season 3 takes that one. Oh.
Yeah, I gotta give that to season 3. That's 5 wins.
I think season 3's might win this. I think season 4 just has
No.
better hits, but lower lows.
No, okay. Wait, I wish we were count. We'll do the playback on that. Oh, damn. Okay. Season 4 won episode 2, 4, 6, and 8. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So. Okay. Now we've got. Okay. Yeah. So it's 5-4 right now. Star more Rick turned to the Jerry. So basically, last week's episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or this episode that just aired versus Rick, Troy, and Morty date. Rick and Morty like doing the president's like errands and shit,
Is
and
that
then
the
fighting.
is that the Swifty thing?
No. That's the one that happens after
Get
that one.
Swifty.
That's the flying fishing Rick episode.
Oh well, the previous episode.
That's when they're like, hey, the next season is going to be like season 1, but more streamlined.
I'll give that to season 4.
Yeah, for sure.
Get Swifty.
Yeah. So that's 5-5.
Oh, that's classic Rick and Morty, man. We say, man, people were saying classic Rick and Morty like at season 1 though.
Right?
Why does it feel like the Rick and Morty has been? People are saying classic Rick and Morty at like season 1 though.
But like, it doesn't help the fact that like the show itself being like, yo, we gotta go on a classic Rick and Morty adventure, man.
I mean, I think they're just like establishing that this is their classic adventures between the two of them, instead of like the show. But
Well,
yeah.
no, it's like, look, remember how I told you I watched those interviews on like some of the writers and stuff? It was very clear, like, that once season 3 started, they were very much affected by the popularity of that the show was now.
I mean, it changes you, man. Damn, it's been 6 years since Rick and Morty. Only 6 years, damn. It feels like forever, though.
But like, I have a huge. Okay.
Yes.
Like, I think Rick and Morty 3, in my opinion, was a small tick, like a very small tick downward from season 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a drop. I think season 2 is better than season.
Yeah, season 2 is definitely better than season 3, but
I think season 2 is the best one of the series so far.
I'm gonna have to give it a rewatch, the whole series. Now that season 4 is done, I think I'm gonna give it a whole rewatch and like give you my answer next week.
Okay. I'm gonna say, just based on like the episode lists and what I remember and stuff, and the fact that I've already done this from episodes 1 through 3. Yeah, season 2 is I should say by far is my favorite. I think this has like the most classic episodes.
I don't know. Season 4 is kind of getting up there for me, honestly. I would want to watch this season again, like, and no skips besides maybe the snake episode. Not even that. Like, that was a pretty good episode to watch, though.
I think for season 4 they raised the floor, but lowered their ceiling in a way.
Yeah, they had high highs, super low
I don't
lows.
think the Stone is a bad episode. But I have or like the Rick, Troy, and Morty date. I wouldn't call them bad, but I have no desire whatsoever to watch those episodes ever again. Like, no desire.
You're right.
But that being said, I don't think any episode in season 4 will ever be as good. I don't think any episode in season 4 is as good as the Rick Shank Redemption or Pickle Rick or the Rick Lantis mix-up.
But the Vat of Acids.
Vat of Acid's pretty close.
And the heist episode. No, not even the heist.
No,
the Dragon episode. Robert, they played.
Okay, first of all,
they played Future
Dragon
Robert. They played Future Robert.
He was there with us for that one.
That's what makes it better. It's better when somebody watches.
That episode, while I think was hilarious, it really didn't resonate with everybody.
It don't matter. It's the best, man. It's better when It's better when they watch, Robert.
Look, man. Well, so what are you gonna give the nod to if you have to go with your gut? Season 3 or season 4?
Um, I think overall season 4 is kind of better than season 3, but season 3 is a much more enjoyable watch, if that makes sense.
Okay. I'm gonna stand by what I kind of just said earlier, but let me make it more clear. I think the highs of season three are better than season four, but it doesn't have the lows of that season three could go through.
Yeah, I feel like if you watch season 3, like you'll watch the whole thing through and feel like average, while when you watch season 4, you'll feel like, wow, the episode was great. Wow, the episode sucked. Wow, the episode was great. And it's like season 3, you'll just feel like that was a
Okay,
good season.
the first part about season four, because you said season.
Hmm.
I think you meant to say because you said like I think season three as a whole you would just watch it as good, while the other one is that I think you meant to say season four
No,
beginning.
no, no. I meant what I said. Season 4 is a better watch, just cause
Okay.
the highs are so high. But season 3 is a more like, it's like, I feel like season 3 highs aren't as high. Besides, maybe Pickle Rick, but everything
Oh,
else
see, I
is.
completely disagree. Three highs are better than season four highs.
I think they're
I
like,
just think
I think they're just good.
low.
Like, I think they just don't have any really bad lows, which makes everything else seem much higher. They're not all like super like. I wasn't laughing my ass off during season 3. Besides maybe the Pickle Rick episode and like the Rick and Jerry episode. But season
Oh, Whirly
four,
Girly. I was gonna say
season 4 had me rolling, man. Like the Dragon episode, the Heist episode, the Vast of Acid. Oh, dude, the Prometheus. Oh, dude, those episodes had me rolling. I was like, oh, this is so good. Let me rewatch that. I don't know, man. It's like, I don't know. I think season 4 is a better season 4 overall is better than season
I'm
3, but season 3 is a better watch. Like you'll feel better watching season 3 because there's no lows necessarily. The lows, even the lows in season 3 don't feel low, so you'll have a better watch. But season 4, I
I
feel
think
like is better, in my opinion. That's all.
I think there's only one skip in season four. I would skip the snake
The
episode.
snake episode, but overall, like it's a better season.
That's
But
still nine fire.
the lows are
Fire nine really good.
it's just that the lows are so much
Episodes.
lower than the highs. It feel like you feel the difference between episode qualities. That's the only thing. Season 4 doesn't feel complete because the highs and lows are so like vastly different from one another. But season 3 is like a consistent, like nice ride. It's like
Well,
season 4 is like a unpaved road and with some parts paved, while season 3 is a nice paved road. You don't feel anything. You don't complain about it. You just enjoy the ride. But season 4, like you notice when the road's nice, you're like, oh, the road's so much better now. And then you get to the bump again, and you're like, oh, this sucks. Oh, I feel like it's kind of like that. That's a weird analogy, but whatever. They'll go with it.
okay. Well, the reason why I'm gonna say that season three is more like that. There are things that happen in season three that are still referenced to this day, which is like whether it be the Szechuan sauce, whether it be pickle Rick, whether it be the Whirly Durly episode, like those things will be referenced and talked about. Well, have been talked about years after their air dates. I don't think there's anything in season four that's ever gonna be mentioned after season four.
Um, I don't know. Let's give it time. I really don't know what will be mentioned.
Well, no, you don't have to give it time. Is my issue with that? Like, damn, what's it called? People were talking about Rick's rant for the moment after it happened. People were talking about Pickle Rip the moment after it happened. Like these things are very much they are they aren't. It's not like or it's music
I think
or like SpongeBob where like
I
oh
think the
we're gonna
only
here.
episode out of season 4 where they have like things we're talking about is probably the heist episode.
Yeah, and I don't think
Cause
yeah I think that's
the
literally the
Dragon
only,
episode was a little too much for a lot of people, but
and that wasn't even original though. Is the thing that was a um
I think
That was a parody.
I think the problem
Oh,
with
let me. Oh,
okay, the issue
friends.
with season 4 is it has a lot more parodies than season 3, which is why it doesn't feel as original Rick and Morty. I don't know. It just has a
Does
lot
it?
more. It has a lot more
That's
parodies.
more parody.
Pretty much every episode's a parody,
What
dude. Every episode's a parody.
episodes I can think of? The snake one, and I. I wouldn't call the heist episode even a parody.
It's a parody
It's
of
not making fun
Ocean
of
11. Come on,
heist.
man. That's Ocean 11.
He incepts the idea at the end.
Man, I mean, they still making a parody of it. Prometheus? Come on, my boy.
What does that have to do with the movie Prometheus? Tell me one thing.
The aliens, they kind of like grab onto your face and like.
And you haven't watched Prometheus.
I have
So don't
watched.
even try.
I have watched Prometheus actually.
Okay. Tell me how is this in any way a parody of Prometheus?
Well, it actually is pretty close. Like, they go to a foreign alien planet. They find
So,
the
like,
eggs.
in my opinion, I think parodies quote unquote Prometheus as much as this last episode actually parodies Star Wars, which is
That's
extremely loosely.
this
Maybe
last
like a scene or
episode.
two.
This last episode, they tried to say it was Star Wars, but it wasn't really Star Wars. I
It's
didn't.
not, but that's what I feel about Prometheus.
No, Prometheus was
Yeah,
a
they
little bit more like
doesn't make it a
Prometheus.
parody. I think a parody episode has
I
to be
think
like The Purge.
Prometheus was just named incorrectly. It's more like an alien parody than a Prometheus parody. I think that just worked with Morty's name. That's why they called it that. But it was more of an alien parody.
Like Alien with parasites.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's kind of an issue.
see, we can name a bunch of these episodes and be like, yeah, that might be a parody of that. But season 3, like, what the fuck is Pickle Rick a parody
let's
of?
get into the actual
What,
parody,
like,
what's
there's
it
not a
called?
lot of parodies
Snake
in season.
Terminator.
Yeah, the snakes. Think about season 3. What episodes are parodies? Tell me.
For season 3, let me think about it.
No, you gotta think about it, man.
Okay, one. uh, 2 is a Mad Max parody.
Yeah, okay. And that was the low
Okay.
that no one really liked.
Oh yeah. Well, no, that one was bad. I
Yeah.
also think the snake with the Terminator parody was also bad. Maybe they should stop doing it.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, you had them. Okay, let me. Why am I like trying to recant this by hand? I have on me.
I'm just saying there's not as many parodies in season 3 as there are in season 4.
All right,
Even the Dragon episode was kind of a like Dragon Rider
Okay, we have Matt
type shit.
and Avengers, or I shouldn't say Avengers, but superheroes in general.
Superheroes.
Indicators episode, yeah, that's a clear parody of fucking Avengers.
Yeah, that's
a logo.
Okay.
Okay, so we got 2 for 3.
What else?
I just said 2 for season 3. For season 4, we got.
We got the heist. I'm counting the heist. We got the snakes. We got the snakes. We got the what else? We got the Prometheus.
That's not a parody, bro.
That's a parody. Get out of here. That's a parody. That's a fucking parody, man.
Okay, then Star Wars episode this past week is a parody too.
Okay, fine. We'll count that too. Another parody. There you go, Robert. You're proving my point.
It's not a parody, dude.
It's a parody.
You know that, and I know that.
It's a parody.
It's because it's in the name of the parody.
It's not even the name, man. It's the freaking alien. They've completely ripped off the aliens, dude.
How so? What does that have to do with anything that happened in Alien or Alien 2?
Oh, whatever.
Are they making fun of it?
Whatever, man. I feel like, okay, how about this? Not parodies, a lot more movie references. How about that? Did I make it more generic for you, Robert? Does that solve the issue?
Oh, well, are we talking about with just their settings or in general? Because Rick has been referencing movies for like forever.
In their settings.
Yeah, I guess if you want to do that for episode 10, yeah. I'll give you that one.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, season 3 was a lot more original compared to season 4. How about that? Like this, its
I
concepts
will
were
give you that. Season
a
3 was
lot more
definitely more
original.
original than Season 4. Season 3 was definitely more original.
Season 4 was like it took an idea and it built off that idea. Season 3 was like
Well,
here's an
also,
idea.
ideas, for better or for worse. Nothing came back from Season 2. There
Mm-hmm.
was no references. There was no gags. There wasn't any talks about, like, hey, this is going to be a classic episode, or for arcs. It was all
I
new
did think
shit.
season 4 tried to break the fourth wall a little too much.
That shit was fucking so aggravating.
It was
What
it was a little
kind
too
of
much. It was too much. It was too
really
much. Too much fourth wall breaking.
they,
Rick and
only Rick ever breaks the fourth wall, and it'd always be like once an episode, twice tops.
yeah, but they did it way too much, and I didn't like that. It kind of breaks the immersion from like the show, and like, yeah, I understand they're meta. Yeah, woo, we're Rick and Morty. We're meta as fuck. Woo, and they even made that joke in season 4. Like the fuck, man. I don't know. They did that. They did that way too much.
They were faking you.
Also, you need
I really enjoyed it, by the way.
you need a webcam because I feel like I'm talking to a cloud,
Good.
and I'm not even
I'll
smoked.
get one with 5 airs. How about that?
Hmm.
I'll get one when season 5 airs. Or whenever Evil Morty comes back, whichever one's first.
You're terrible, 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 terrible. How am I supposed to
Okay.
upload these to
I guess
YouTube,
maybe like
Robert?
my final-
How am I supposed to upload these to YouTube with a fucking cloud in there?
Damn, that's fine. I have to put video in there. The audio.
Nah, man, I'm just uploading this straight off. Rip. Yeah,
Okay. I can be a cloud. Cloud.
I hate you.
Okay. Anyway, I think it would be remiss to discuss season without, like, I guess the last thing that they left for grabs. Do you think they will bring back Evil Morty in season 5? It was not in season.
I don't know if they're gonna bring it back next episode, but I
No, next
think.
season. When I say
I
next
mean,
season, I mean like next
not
season.
next season. I
They're
don't
doing
think.
10 episode
I'm
batches.
not sure they're not if they're gonna bring it back next season, but I don't think they've abandoned Evil Morty. I don't know.
I think if he doesn't come back next season, I just don't think he'll come back.
I don't know. Maybe he'll come back as the finale. We don't know.
At that point, you would be building off something that was 3 years old and a non-serialized show.
I don't know, man. I don't. They already referenced it in like. They kind of like referenced it in this past season.
Yeah, but if you okay, since that's a serialized thing, if you're a new fan, what context do you have for that scene?
Though every Evil Morty episode, you can just watch and like enjoy it. Like it doesn't. Given there's only been like 2. I mean, it's not like
well, that's what
it's
kind
not,
of made it work.
it's kind of not like heavily serialized, and I enjoy that it's just like a one-off like C plot.
Literally, they don't even reveal that, like, what's it called?
Like the
The
Evil
Morty that
Morty
takes over the city
is an Evil Morty.
Evil Morty
Yeah.
until like the last credit.
And dude, oh, that was so good. That was so good.
That's what I'm saying. Like the storytime episode that shows Evil Morty, literally, you have no context for that if you're a new fan.
Yeah, and no, like even the Citadel of Rick episode where where it was about Evil Morty, they didn't show that it was Evil Morty, and you can enjoy that episode fully without knowing it was Evil Morty.
Yeah, they only show that until the very end where they show,
I don't
hey,
think
this is the dude with the fucking iPad.
I don't think they need to like serialize it completely.
Well,
I think it can be
I just
partially.
think that
I think Evil Morty can be partially serialized, if that makes sense.
he
Like,
is partially serialized.
not like going
Well,
forward.
see, like, they writing as an aspect of like, here's this awesome story that we're gonna carry over from that we had in season 2.
I think they're just
That
afraid.
you don't even realize. You don't even have to realize that it's from this. It's literally the same character until the very end.
Yeah, and I like
that's
the.
how good we're gonna write.
I feel like they're just getting too scared to like get close to anything that the fans have theorized, because they will never live up to the hype that the fans have like
No,
concocted
I
in their
agree with that
heads.
entirely.
And I feel
I
like
just
I
don't
feel
think
like the show getting so big has scared them from doing that.
7 remake.
What?
I never want to hear about living up to the hype again. But you just meet the fucking standards. How about
Yeah,
that? How about you stop?
I'm okay with it. I just wanna see what they bring to the table. I like seeing creators create. I don't like expect these grand theories. I don't make these theories. I'm just like, okay, I just want to see it happen.
I'll say that I think they're gonna. Okay, if Ryan Ridley's on the staff, I think it will happen for season 5. If he's not, I don't think it'll happen.
I agree with that.
Since he wrote slash co-wrote both those episodes,
Mm-hmm.
and that's I guess the more toxic part of the fandom, if you want to call it that. I think they'll just abandon that. They've got plenty of things that they can write about. Although they can't really do a Citadel episode anymore. That plot point's kind of gone.
They didn't destroy the Citadel. It's still
Oh, but
there.
Evil Morty took it over.
Yeah, he took it over, and they could have a completely different plot line there now. But and plus, our current Rick and Morty have not visited the Citadel since Evil
Presumably,
Morty took it
since Evil
over.
Morty took over, yeah.
So
I
that
just don't
that
think
would be
that
interesting.
last time we saw Evil Morty interact with our Rick, he tried to take all of his memories and then murder him. I don't think it would go very well if he tried to enter the Citadel. And it works anyway because Rick has no desire to ever go to that place. So it's a win-win.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I just want to see what they might do to it. It's just it's an interesting plot point. It'll be like a shame to just throw it away. That's all I'm saying.
I think there's a better chance of Morty's son coming back than Evil Morty coming back without Ryan Ridley on the staff.
I'm okay. Wait, I'm fine with that. Whatever. I just want more Rick and Morty. That's all. They better come back next year. Next year.
This year?
Yeah. Scratch that. This year. October. November.
I don't.
November.
I hope they give us 10 straight episodes next season. That's all I'm going to ask for. It's going to be 10 straight episodes.
Don't give me a break. I don't want a break. Fuck those breaks. We want Rick and Morty during Christmas too. Fuck y'all niggas.
It didn't happen during Christmas last year, to be fair.
That's fine, but I want it during Christmas.
I actually would not mind that. But yeah, man, just give me 10 straight episodes. That's all I'm really gonna ask for, and to I guess try to maintain the current level of quality that they're at. I'm very satisfied with what they're doing right now. I guess I want to say in terms of that. That's all I could really say about on the show. Same level of quality that they're at, ideally.
Yeah. Well, I think that's all the topics for today.
Yeah, I'm sorry that was. I swear to God, I really enjoyed season 4 and like the season finale.
You didn't make a scene.
Like that episode was really funny. I like opposite Beth. I don't know why I was so negative right there.
You're so
negative.
You're always negative, man. I'm the positive one.
I'm not always negative.
It's okay.
Until we get to that 7 remake episode and that Persona 5 Royal episode, I'm just gonna be geeking out the entire time. See what happens when I'm satisfied? Why do these creators want to make me feel bad?
I don't know. You kind of deserve it. You're an ass.
That's very true. But you know what? On that note, let's end it. All right, this has been episode 28 of the Some Bad Decisions podcast, my friends. I've been your host, Robert. That has been my co-host, Meeman, aka Herd God, aka Curve God. Any last thing to say, my G?
GG. Yeah, I'm so basic.
Way to ruin that. Way to ruin the fucking episode. All right.
All right, peace.